Labour Party.
Hello guys, you're welcome to Obidati Family TV, and this is As E Dey Hot. Here we give you real-time updates on the Nigerian political scene. And I am your host for today, Noble Okafo. And always I have with me the ever pretty Ibuko. Ibuko, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to As E Dey Hot, where we give you the latest on the bass, both the dirty, the tea, the trending in the Nigerian political scene. Do stay tuned. We have a lot in our lineup today.
Exactly. So, Ibuko, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was gracious. I loved it. I had a great weekend. Of course, yes. I'm well rested.
Your social battery is
high.
What percent?
Like 82.
82%. All right, guys, you're welcome. So a lot has been really happening on the Nigerian political scene, and we're here to give you updates. Yes, that's why it's called As E Dey Hot, real-time updates on the Nigerian political scene. So the election is really heating up. How about you? How's your vicinity been? Is there tension?
I feel like people are, for me and my vicinity, I feel like generally Nigerians have a general expectation for tension.
Okay.
So I just feel like even as the tension has not started, not much is happening, but still, there's still this underlying fear that we're all having, that what's going to happen. But then I feel like what's most important to me in this, or all that's happening, is the fact that despite the situations, despite the fact that people have their fears or reasons to doubt certain things, we are all still determined to vote. And
I'm
I feel
actually
like that's what matters. Are you really?
Really, I'm actually tense because for me, I feel this particular election is really different from.
It's a game changer.
Yeah,
it's a decider.
It's a different one. Come on, I was there in 2015. 2019, even in 2007, but this is really different. Really different.
It's like there's this electrostatic thing in the air. Like everybody can feel it.
Yeah, and then the political participation has now increased.
Quadrupled.
It's skyrocketed.
Yes, and it's almost. The way I had to say that almost because there was no English that could convey the weight of what I wanted to say. But I do know that in all things, this election will go in the favor of the brave and in the favor of good. Because a lot has been happening in Nigeria, and usually the elections are won by whoever is most able to meander their way through power, to extort, exploit, steal, kill, and destroy. But I just feel like the people's voice will be heard. So,
all right. So we'll be talking about the new Naira notes, but then let's take our first update for today. So so today we'll be having our first updates. Now, Nigeria's presidential election, real polls translate to Peter Obi's victory. Now, last week and then the week prior to last week, we've been looking at different polls coming up.
Yeah,
a lot of polls. And then concerning the three major participants, that of the Labour Party, and then candidates of the PDP, and then the All Progressive Congress. And then we'll be looking at, there's something that has always happened in all these polls. That is, Peter will be always coming top.
Yeah, he has led every
exactly, and I'm here to see. Because as at this time last week, we still had a lot of persons complaining, saying the old notes were still in circulation, and then the new notes were still few, this and that. How about you? What's your view on that?
Well, I'm saying that, like, now, something that I have found particularly refreshing is since transporters began to insist upon the fact that they are not going to give, they are not going to take old notes.
Yeah.
The new notes have been more in circulation. And I told my brother that there is this policy that I am enforcing in my own dealings with transporters or whoever I'm giving my new notes. Since they are not taking old notes.
So you've made yourself your own CBN governor.
If they are not taking old notes, then I am not taking old notes.
Wow.
So that means new for new, old for old. You can't tell me that you don't have change and you want to give me 1,000 old notes or 500 old notes. But if I had entered your vehicle with old notes, you would have told me no, because I told you last week that they sent me
an eye for an eye.
Yes. So if I'm giving you new notes, you're giving me new notes. And funny enough, people have had new notes. I can't
But
say
they've
that.
been holding it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can't say it's enough. I can't say it as it's in circulation as much as a nation's currency should be. But I can't say that it's more out there now as compared to, you know, before. Yeah. So that's why I've been spending new notes since last week. Just that most things I do with transfer. And then when it comes to transport, I just use the new notes.
And then how about our banks? Our banks are still our banks haven't still been able to actually get these new notes out to the populace.
In fact, if there's anything, I'm sorry to cut you, just hit me now. There's a bank that's having severe issues.
Okay.
So a lot of Nigerians are suffering because banks are barely able to manage the situation. Because you know that people are doing more and more transfers these days. And with more transfers, the bandwidth is not able to accommodate so much activity. So
and before this time, a lot of persons went open to mobile banking
and transactions.
Yeah, a lot of persons went open to that.
Even the woman that sells beans, that woman I told you about last
week.
That woman that sells that beans.
Oh, she does mobile transfer now.
Now she's collect transfer, but she does it through this POS guy that we have. So the guy will send the money to the guy's account, and then she will just come and be like, "Mama just made 700 now. That is somebody did 700 now."
To actually look at this,
to
actually look at this, change of currency, naira notes. It has, I think, for me, it has this is
benefits.
The major bright side of it.
Yeah, it has benefits.
Yes, this is the major bright side of it. Now, even bus drivers. Okay, for me to actually come to the studio today, I had to make a transfer to the bus driver.
How did that work?
It was really, really lovely. Like, okay, everybody just got into the bus. All right, your transfers. And then he's already reading the names out. Okay, who is this person? Who is this person? It was so lovely. And then the bus was just moving and really, really lovely. Okay, I actually don't want to say this should continue, because it's not supposed to be this normal like this.
No.
But it was actually lovely. It was a really lovely experience.
I don't want it to continue because I don't want to keep spending the amount I spend to get money out. I don't want to. And
the only disadvantage was just the charge. Yes.
Yeah, so you include bank charges.
It was really, really awful.
But other than that, it's kind of cute to see people from the past generation who in previous times were not open.
Yeah.
It's cute. And I use that word intentionally.
Come on, I mean, they
really
have no
cute.
choice. They have no choice, actually.
Yeah.
They have no choice.
So what's next on our
All right.
line?
All right, we have Peter Obi spreads reset, reboot Nigeria message. All right, this is Peter Obi coming out to say he's open to reset and reboot Nigeria. You know, over time, Peter Obi has been making emphasis on taking Nigeria out from being a consumption nation to a productive one.
Yeah.
And this is a really, really good thing for us, because if you actually look at Nigeria, the importation is too much. We import rice, import even matchboxes.
It's crazy.
Everything. It's really bad.
And as far as I'm concerned, it's really wasteful, because these things could be easily manufactured here.
I mean,
why do we have to go? Why do we have to pay the export rate, import rate, all those? Why don't we just go on a short break?
All right, guys.
And then
all
we'll
right,
be
so
back
we'll be taking a really short break. And
stay
we'll be back.
tuned. I'm going to continue on the Afangli thing.
Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, can you get a vote? Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, can you get a vote? Labour Party. Labour Party, never say, Mama, Papa, no, to be Labour Party, Mama, Papa, no, never say, Mama, Papa, no, to be Labour Party, Mama, Papa, no, Labour Party.
Mr. Peter Obi's administration built from scratch Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital with 25 buildings.
All right, guys, welcome back. And now we'll be going straight to other updates. Now we have Reno Omokri, former ex-presidential aide, coming out to say something. Reno Omokri says, Peter Obi, Peter Obi not so bad. Now, in the past, we've had Reno Omokri coming out to actually endorse the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party. article, and now he's coming out to say Peter Obi not so bad. Now, should we take this as a blessing?
Actually, he's coming for Peter Obi.
Okay.
He's coming for Peter Obi. This is an attack. It wasn't a compliment.
Really?
Yes, he's coming for Peter Obi, and I don't really think anybody worth his or her salt in Nigeria today cares about anything that Reno Omokwere has to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that again. There is no Nigerian worth his salt that cares about anything Reno Omokwere has to say, because what does it matter? Since
Reno Omokwere came out to actually publicly criticize Peter Obi, a lot of youths have come out to say that, okay, he has lost his value, because Reno Omokwere used to be someone Nigerian youths actually held at a really, really high pedestal, especially during the NSAS protest. Can you actually recall?
I don't relate to, in my personal experience, I've never held Reno Omokwere in such high esteem, never in my entire life. But I can't say that most people did before he openly endorsed article. Yeah. Most people did, but for me it has never been so. No, never.
So Reno Omokwere is actually coming out now to say that Peter Obi is not so bad, that he might actually be the person Nigeria might need. Now we have something from E Dey Doyle. E Dey Doyle made a tweet over a day now. Now E Dey Doyle said something on Twitter. On her Twitter handle, she said, a year ago, this was a figment of the imagination of a few. And while a PO win is the icing on the cake, it must be said, a beautiful cake has been baked regardless. You took what they thought was the tattered remains of the 2020 protest and morphed into something beautiful and hopeful and hopefully enduring.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well done. To everyone who just put their hand to the plow, never looking back, thus making us firm believers, thank you. Your mention on the right side of history is secure. Win or win, know this, you have done a thing. Now, this is a really, really strong statement. A really, really strong statement. And now, this is somebody, she's an entertainer. She's in the Nigerian entertainment industry. And you know, a lot of them, people don't actually know who they're for, because some of them just actually sit on the fence. But now this is E Dey Doyle coming out openly to actually endorse Peter Obi. This is really, really lovely.
It's wonderful.
This is really lovely.
I feel like this is a good place to end the show on the fact that E Dey Doyle took out the time to write something so beautifully poignant about the Peter Obi movement. And you know, from the tweet, I get the gist that she's trying to say that Peter Obi took the NSAS protest and morphed it into something beautiful.
Exactly.
And I feel like, yes, you know, when the NSAS protest fizzled out, we were thinking, is this where the Nigerian youth revolution will die? And now it's become obvious that the Nigerian youth revolution never died. It just needed to be channeled towards a different cause. It needed
a rejuvenation.
Yes,
and then Peter Obi actually brought that rejuvenation.
He gave us the platform through which we can take.
Do you actually remember the kind of hatred Nigerian youths actually had for politicians as far back as 2020?
Yes.
Yeah, but now this is actually someone coming out, another politician coming out now, and then people are actually giving him genuine love, showing genuine support. I mean, it's lovely. Really, really lovely to see. It's beautiful,
and I'm glad that I am alive to see it. That's all I can say.
All right, guys, so this is where we'll be drawing the curtain for today's program. Thank you for
I did not finish
us.
what I was saying about.
Okay, about your leave. Okay.
Anyway, what I was saying, let me just rush it now. What I was saying about Afang leaf is that, as simple as that vegetable is, it is grown in Cameroon.
Really?
Tell me.
So we import that from Cameroon?
We import it. That's why it's expensive.
All right, guys, if you're actually hearing this, this is actually to ginger you up to really
plant
vote for
leaf
Peter
today.
Obi.
Oh, sorry.
Please, bro, vote for Peter Obi first before the Afan leave. Now, please, like, you've heard what she said.
Yeah.
Now, something as little as and simple as Afan leaf is being imported. Come on, just leave.
Only in minority of it is grown.
This is really, really bad.
Only a small portion is
so please,
grown within
guys,
Nigeria.
we have the election is this week, 25th February, which is Saturday. Please, as we end the show, we advise you all to come out en masse
and
to
cast
vote.
your vote.
Cast your vote
For
really,
Peter
really important.
Obi,
your
the man
vote
of
is
the
your
hour.
power. All right, guys, thank you for joining us today. And don't forget to follow us on our social media handles at Obidate Family TV on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook,
TikTok.
YouTube, and TikTok. All
Good
right,
night.
thank you.